I have to get a tripod. This is actually ridiculous at this point. No. Oh my god, I have bug bites. I have bug bites. It's summer and I have bug bites. Oh my god, it's actually not, like, this isn't fun, actually. Oh no. I'm gonna freak out. You're making it worse! Yeah, I understand. But that kind of doesn't. Okay. Still figuring all that out. Bug bites. Like bug bites. Ooh. I can't even show them to you, actually. Like, I think that they're so red that they're turning purple now. This is what I get for going outside. Okay. I just walked, well, I got my hair done, which was so fun, and then I walked not even that far, but it's 95 degrees out, and the sun is protruding down on my face. That's not the right word. Protruding? Protruding on my face. What the fuck? Okay. I'm like not here at all. I'm like completely, okay. Hence, I have moved, and so this past week of my life has been so fucking chaotic and insane, and so this week I was just gonna tell myself to like make a little vlog and do just something like that, like kind of, because I have some old videos of like me leading up to moving in, and then some of me moving in, and so I was just gonna do that. But then I also realized that takes a lot of work that I just mentally am not here for this week. So I thought, okay, well, we'll just sit down and talk, because I guess that is a little bit easier. I am on my period, and that will be a topic that we dive into at another point in time, because I don't have the mental capacity to go into all the things that I want to go into about that. But I am wrecked for sure. For about 3 to 5 days, I'm just like, not a human, you know? And I'm like, okay, so I want to give up on everything, and I don't actually want to do this, and everything sucks, and everything has sucked my whole life. It's fun. It's actually a million times better than where it used to be, which sometimes I can't even believe. So I'm working with what I've got at this point, because it used to be so unbearable that I like could not show up to work or school. And now that only happens like once in a blue moon. And it's normally my body's trying to tell me something. So I listened to her, and my body's been very nice to me this period, actually. My body's been wonderful. Like, I have felt, other than tired, no cramps, no pain, which is insane for me. However, holy shit, my mental fog and my no, not at all. Horrid, to say the least. I fell asleep last night, like, cuddling myself with like a giant blanket with Brittany Broski playing, and I don't fall asleep to like things in the background. I want it quiet. I had to listen to Brittany Broski as I fell asleep last night. And that helped a lot. Thank you, babe. I love her. She also is the person I listen to when I'm on airplanes, and I have severe airplane anxiety, and that woman brings me back down to earth. It does not matter what state I am in, she makes me feel better. And I just listened to her 100th episode, which is like where she also gave thanks for anybody who ever listened and got something out of it. And I absolutely love that woman and everything that she does. She's so amazing. And if you can't tell, I'm watching a lot of YouTube. Madeline RG posted her kind of mental breakdown video. And it wasn't even bad. Like, it just was same thing in a weird mental state, and just pulling herself out of that. And that just like also reminded me of everything, like when you're feeling like shit and then somebody else that you like to watch or look up to like post that they're feeling like shit. It's like, oh my god, we're all just human, you know? I have been watching her for a while, and she was such a huge inspiration for me to live on my own. I watched her vlogs, like comfort videos as well, and I loved how much she loved living alone and how much creative expression that gave her and space to do what she loves to do and to film and to do all of that. So she's always been like a huge inspiration for me in that way. But she talked about just being in this shitty state and waking up and pulling herself out of it and like going for a walk, and how that wasn't always what she was able to do. And I literally did the same thing. I woke up and I was like, okay, before anything, I was like, walk. Because if I don't work and I'm living alone, I make sure that I get up and I walk probably 3 times a day at least, just to like be outside and see people, because I also live in a busy neighborhood, so like there's a million dogs and people out, and it just is super fucking comforting to walk and like even just like smile and whatever with people. Found a place that has swings yesterday that's around the corner. That was lit. So yeah, I took myself for a walk, and then I came back and I watched her video, and I just heard her talk about how that wasn't always an option. And not just physically, like, oh, I can go take a walk and love the surroundings that I'm in, but also like mentally, because when I would have horrible days prior, it wasn't easy to just get up and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go take a walk and clear my head. Like, sometimes it is not like that. It seems like in theory it would be, but when you're caught up in mental anguish, it really is not always that simple. And there have been days where I have not left my bed. There have been days where I have not like brushed my teeth or eaten or done the bare fucking minimum. And so I have to remind myself that when I get up, and even if I don't do anything in terms of like whatever the fuck that even means, I hate productivity, whatever. Even if I don't like do things, or if I don't go to work, or if I don't like, I don't know, live a really productive day, I'm still like, wait a second. We got out of bed, we made our bed, we brushed our teeth, we ate, we walked, we took deep breaths, we were conscious of how we were feeling. You know, just like, even if it's just the smallest little things, but like, I used to not be able to do any of that, and I would just shut down and not take care of myself in any way, shape, or form. So if I get up and I take care of myself and I walk myself through whatever I'm feeling, that is a huge fucking win for me because that has not always been the case. So yesterday, while in the middle of it, just felt like I was failing at everything. Looking back, I'm like, I don't want to say I had a great day, but like, I still got up and lived, and I still did all of the things that I needed to do, and was a human and existed even when my brain felt like it was going to implode on itself. Yeah, so that's a catch up. Fireworks, let's talk about it. Stop doing them. People in my neighborhood have been doing them at 3 a.m. I'm tired, and I think that the war is starting. So please fucking stop it. Pride is not an excuse to do fireworks. The gays hate fireworks. 4th of July, we should all just stay inside. The astrology is really bad that day anyways. I'm kind of terrified of it. So if we could just stop doing all that, that would be really cool. Would really appreciate that, and wouldn't have a heart attack at 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? I don't know, I didn't really have a plan. I just kind of sat down. I'm doing a photo shoot for my podcast later. So I'm really excited. So hopefully like the actual podcast, like them being out on Spotify, not just like a YouTube video, will be within the next week or 2. I'll give myself that leniency, but hopefully within a week. And then new episodes on Wednesdays is the day that I want to be posting. My inner child is just really happy to be creating again and to be doing something that I have had the awareness of doing. Doing something that I knew I was gonna do, but have not yet done is great. Because while it needed the time of development and I needed the time of development, I am just really excited to finally be doing something that I have always wanted to do. And have always been scared of, and that is I'm really proud of myself at this moment for everything that I'm doing right now, even though my period brain makes me want to like throw up and think that I have done nothing. I have done so much, And that is something to be proud of. And I think that honestly, my body was just telling me to fucking rest because I have done so much within the past like week and a half, 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm just really happy to be here, and I will be sappy because a lot of people reached out and talked to me about my first video and just about me coming online because I've been posting a little bit here and there, and I could cry. And I did many times. So thank you all to anybody who has supported me or said anything or noticed me or watched my videos, because it's video. Babe, slow down. It's like the very, very beginning of something, but I already feel so grateful and happy and hopeful and excited, and I feel the potential of it. And so I'm just excited because I know that this is something that I am going to put my whole heart and soul into. And it's not like, sometimes I have started like projects in the past and just gotten overwhelmed with life or whatever the fuck and needed to stop. And this time I'm just like, no, I'm going to plow through no matter what. I will film a video of me sobbing on the floor before I let this get ruined. So hold on. If I look back and it's a completely different angle, which I think it is, I'm gonna freak out. This is a different angle, fuck, whatever. I don't have screens in my windows, and so a bird flew into my home yesterday. He has been sitting out on my porch like every single day. And he is a little wonky, a little weird, doesn't really know what's going on, clearly, and he flew in and did not enjoy that. He ran into the window a few times. I do hope he's okay. He's really cute. He dropped his worm on my floor because he was so freaked out, and he hit the window. But I think he's okay. I'm sure he'll be back today. But that was like, it made me feel like bird in the airport type situation, which apparently is really common. Didn't know that. Missed out on that. I was in the airport like a year ago and there was a bird and I freaked the fuck out because obviously, and all of my friends were like, yeah, you've never seen that before? I was like, no. So can you act excited at all? Because I thought that was like a once in a lifetime thing. Anyways, birds are cool. My dad saw an owl in our driveway this morning and he was fucking huge. So birds are really cool. I don't know what any of this is. Do I have anything to talk about? It's hot. Let's talk about summer. Okay, let's talk about summer. There we go. I've hated it my whole life. Never liked it. I used to live in Florida. I grew up in Florida. It was summer all the fucking time. So my summer that I enjoyed is like the end of spring and like beginning of fall, because it's not in season and it's still hot as fuck. It feels like summer. And there's not like tourists at the beach because I lived at a very touristy spot. And so the summers were just fucking terrible. Unless you like lived out at the beach or knew somebody who had a actual place on the beach, they were terrible. And if you weren't at the beach, then you were just inland and just dying of heat because it was so hot and so humid. I never opened my windows. That's a thing I love about living in the West. Am I in the West? I'm like in the middle. I'm West. I get to open my windows because that was not a thing. It was so hot, and even when it did feel good outside, it was so sticky that no one really kept their windows open. Like maybe every now and then as a treat. But nobody ever did that. And so literally here, I have the windows open all the time. Granted, I don't have AC right now, so that's also why. But even through like the winter, whenever it was snowing, I would like blast the fucking heat so I could keep the windows open because I love fresh air. I love fresh air so much. I thought I hated nature, to be quite honest. I really did. I hated the South. I hated the humidity, and like, you know, your hair, everything just sucked. I was sweaty, I was gross. Unless I was submerged in the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, I was not enjoying it. So I quite literally thought that I hated nature until I took a trip to Hawaii. And I was like, oh, wait a second, I love the beach and I love being outside. I just hate the climate where I live. So then moving here, and having seasons especially. So now I appreciate summer because it was actually cold and I actually got to die with the nature and then be reborn and walk out and be like, oh my God, summer, like I'm alive again. And so are the plants and so is nature, and it's beautiful and wonderful. I love it. Hate the heat. Hate midday. I don't love midday at really any season, but especially summer. It's just, I don't love direct sun, and we have a lot of that here. It hardly ever. I have so much iCloud storage. Why is my phone telling me that I don't have storage? Can somebody explain? I don't understand iCloud. I don't understand what's going on. Okay, I'm gonna freak out because I just had to delete Instagram. Okay, get a camera. I know, I'm on it, I'm working on it, but I have so much storage, so why am I not able to use my phone? I don't understand. I have 2 terabytes, whatever the fuck that means, of iCloud storage now. Why is it telling me that I don't have any storage on my phone? Do I have to put them on an iCloud, whatever the fuck that is? What do I do with it? I beg of you, somebody tell me what to do. Because I have had to delete so much shit off my phone the past like 2 or 3 days because all of my storage is fucked and I already bought more iCloud storage. How do I, if I buy more iCloud storage, does that not matter on my phone? Does my phone still say fuck you? And I have to just, what is iCloud? What do I do? I need somebody to tell me what to do. Or I'm gonna freak the fuck out, because I know bitches who have so much on their phone and I don't even have that much, especially because I took off, I probably only have 3 years worth of stuff on my phone. Everything else is off of it completely because whatever. Okay, anyways, yeah, go fuck yourself, iCloud. Don't know what you are, don't know where you are, don't know where you put my stuff, but I have space, so put my stuff where it needs to be so that I can use my phone. Thank you. What the fuck was I even talking about? Summer. Yeah, didn't think I liked nature, didn't think I liked summer, and I still don't love it. I love the energy of summer. I think that that's really fun because I'm a very cyclical human. So I'm okay, now I'm coming alive again. I literally love having seasons so much because my soul just dies during the winter, and here it's snowy and it's cold and I can stay inside and not just truly embrace winter, and then spring I can slowly start to come out, and now I feel like I'm alive and I'm here. And that's so great, and the seasons around me are mimicking that. And in Florida it felt like I couldn't really do that because it would be February and it would be 80 degrees outside and I would be what the fuck is going on? And so people didn't really act according to the seasons either, because here markets and events and shit like that goes on from mid-spring, end of spring to end of fall. They don't do shit here in the winter. That's not really a thing. They'll have shows, I guess, every now and then, but it's not popping in the winter. Everybody retreats and hibernates and kind of does their own thing. And that doesn't really happen in Florida. Actually, the beach is popping during the winter because even if it's still a little chilly outside, people from the north where it's covered in snow are migrating down to go and stay at the beach where it's just a little nippy. So I need to hibernate. I'm not out all year long. I can't do that. That's a lot. It's hot, but my home is cool, and that's really weird. And I think everybody thinks I'm crazy for saying that. And maybe it's just not super hot yet, but it feels super hot. And I feel okay. I have the windows closed and I have 1 fan running and I'm all right. It's in the shade and it's so, I don't know, the house itself feels really cooling. So I'm chilling for now because I don't really want to deal with the hassle of getting an AC unit 'cause I won't need it in 2 months. And I just love having the windows open and there's such a nice breeze. The shade is fine. It's just direct sun is absolutely miserable. But if you get in the shade, it's not bad. And my room is in the shade. It's covered by a tree. So she keeps me nice and cold. For the first time in a while, I am just being. I really spent spring, honestly, manifesting this and all of that for my summer and fall. And now it's all starting to come into fruition. And I, for once, am just sitting and I'm let's not plan what's next. Let's not plan the next place that you're gonna move. Because of course I hate sitting still, and this is a year lease, and I'm already like, I'm not gonna stay the whole time. I'm gonna move in a few months, and maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. I gotta stop putting I put a lot of pressure on myself in this move period time, because I really wanted to make a huge move again and move out of the first place I moved to and start adventuring. I applied to be a fucking flight attendant. If you know me, that is actually the most insane sentence I've ever said in my life. But travel benefits, because I do want to travel and I want to adventure. Thought about the whole backpacking thing. Still not opposed to that at all, but I think I would want to do it for a shorter time. In my head I was like, 6 months, I'm gonna go for a year. Hey, take a second, maybe. I just thought about everything and just had these big grand plans of my next move is gonna be so extravagant. I'm gonna move to the West Coast, I'm gonna move to Hawaii. Where do I wanna go? I wanna adventure, I wanna travel, and I do, and I will, and I am. But my body and soul was just just sit down for a second. Sit down and ground yourself and just be. And you have this project that you want to start, and you have to also get used to just being on your own, and just give yourself a second to build a foundation. I have a foundation, but ground yourself for a second and really be in, first of all, where you are now, because this is where you've wanted to be, and you're so excited and you have so many plans for the future, and they're all going to happen. But just breathe for 5 seconds. Even if it's my brain, it's resting the time that I'm on my period. It's 3 days. Can you just take 3 days and rest? And I'm no, I have to do something. And if I don't do something, then I'm not productive. And it's not even the most insane things. It's just, I think Emma Chamberlain talked about it, where she would be, doing nothing, but she never rested, because in that she was either thinking about things or writing about things or trying to plan something or trying to take action, and just be so mentally stimulated during her rest time that her body never rested. She never stopped. And that's what I do. I absolutely am oh, I rested, I didn't do anything today. And I'm my mind went at 100 miles an hour. It didn't rest. And so of course I wake up and I'm well, I didn't do anything yesterday. Why don't I feel as recharged as I should? Because babe, you didn't rest. That mental rest is a part of that. And honestly I'm not gonna rank importance, but it's pretty fucking important. And I don't think your body can fully rest if your mind can't rest. Body, mind, soul, the whole thing. Just be, just sit. Even if it's for my brain has this really scary part of itself that just always thinks that this is the last step. And maybe that's trauma, but it's so hard for me to think. I did not even think about life past college for a very long time, for many reasons. Didn't think I'd make it there. And I also just always had this huge dream. I think I talked about this in the last video of just moving out of my hometown and that next step, and I did it. And so now I'm here and I'm oh my God, wait, but I have so much life left to live. That is not it. And things will continue to change, and I will get to experience so much. And when I get to a place, it's my brain and body are okay, we'll start planning the next thing so that you don't get stuck. You don't want to get stuck here. You don't want to still be here, and I'm so afraid of being stuck that I can't sit still. And I'm okay, well, what's the next thing? What's the next thing that we have to do? Okay, queens. All right, this is the last shot. This is the last thing we're doing. Yeah, I've got to figure this storage shit out. Oh, no, I do have to tell you this, so get your shit together. So my Moldavite stuff, I talked about it last time. I don't think I talked about this though. So I got the ring, and obviously my life is changing, blah, 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 blah. But I got a piece back in August, a little baby piece. And I just kind of left it. I wasn't fully ready for it. It was just kind of whenever I want. I knew I wanted to invite it in, but I was just okay, no. And then I went to California in September, and I wore it in my locket for the whole trip. And then when I got back, I also like couldn't really like touch it. I just could have it for that whole week. And in that time that I had it, I feel like honestly everything that I needed to do to get here started snowballing. And about a month ago, I lost that little piece of Moldavite. I was like trying to call it back in, and I was laying with it on my chest, and I stood up in my bed and it fell. And I could not find it. I looked for it for like 30 minutes, and I was like, okay, I have to let this go because I'm not gonna find it. It's gonna drive me fucking crazy. I will find it. And so I just like kept, you know, trying to look, waiting for it to appear, like looked for it every single day until I moved out. And literally, even when I was moving out, I just looked and I was like, you know what? It is what it is. Like, because in my whole crystal story, so like another one that was just as crazy as this one was malachite. And when I got that one, I started out with a little itty bitty piece. And then once I was more accustomed to the energy, then I got it in a ring, and then I started wearing it all the time. And I still have them like kept in a little malachite box. I lost the little piece for like a really long time, for like a year. I thought it was gone, and I was like, fuck, like that was my first ever little piece. It meant so much to me. I wanted to keep it in the box and have it forever, whatever. And then one day I found it in a like little baggie, and I was like, oh my God, I literally thought I lost this forever. But with this Moldavite thing, I knew that I had lost it and left it at a new place because I knew that I'd lost it in my bed. It got on the floor, like whatever, it got vacuumed up, you know, that type of thing. Nope, found it the other day. Literally opened up like a little tin and it was inside of it. And I was like, so here's the thing. I did not put that there. I know for a fact I did not put that there. I lost it, and I was looking for it every day on my floor with a flashlight for like 3 weeks. So I know that I did not put that in there. It's here with me. It's here. Like it just popped back up, and I was like, love that. So that's a really fun story. I did not put that in there. So that's super cute, and now I have my little piece, and it is safe inside that box, and I'm never gonna fucking touch because it's so tiny and I'm gonna lose it again. So yeah, this bitch is doing its job, that's for damn sure. TikTok tarot readers. Let's talk about it. I have one. I know you're not surprised. I have one that I absolutely love and has quite literally documented nearly everything I've been through. And it's not just TikTok, like she does like very, very lengthy readings on YouTube. I just found her through TikTok. She's the real deal. Absolutely love her with all of my heart. I understand that there's scammer ones and there's weird ones and the ones that like come, you know, discern, obviously. There's a lot of weird shit out there, and there's a lot of people that are just doing it for money because it's trendy to be spiritual and witchy nowadays, which like get fucked because you're ruining it for all of us. Actually, if I see one more ad for something that is like looping in witchcraft or spiritual, I'm gonna freak out because you're ruining it for everybody, so stop it. But yeah, I love her. I really do. Like, and it is spooky accurate. So I think the whole reason of me saying this is like, obviously discern and don't fall into shit that's like, he's coming back, and like dumbass shit like that. But if you feel called to one, if there's one, and this is also how you know too. I ignored this bitch for a while. She came up and I was like, no. I was like, we don't do that. Like, we're out of that. We're out of that. Okay, we don't need to do that. And she kept popping up. And I was like, fuck. Sometimes she really does say some accurate shit, and it really like, and it's not every single video, and like that's made known when you do readings like that. It's like not every single thing is going to be about you or like in your collective, but if you feel called to it, like really called, not like somebody's saying you're gonna get money and you want it, or like you want your ex back, like, but actually genuinely feel called, I say dabble with it. But give it a second. Maybe don't dive in, because that's what I did. I let it sit, let it simmer, tried to ignore her, and it did not work. I now absolutely love her, and she's so comforting to listen to. I just have to finish this, so I'm gonna finish it on my iPad, and it might get really weird, and it might look, also, this whole video is gonna look so different, so I promise I will have my shit figured out by the next time I do this. Anyways, yeah, the tarot readers, could be fun and also really accurate, because it's just like they're tapping into, I'm not gonna get all super woo-woo on you, but like just know that it's not you are so small. There are so many human beings on this planet. Obviously, you're experiencing other things that other people are experiencing at the same time too. It's called being on the same timeline, being on the same wavelength, being in the same collective. It's a thing. So, oh my God, there's a bunch of other people that feel the same way. It's not for me. Babe, there's so many of us here. It's crazy. And that's a really comforting thing, honestly, because you know that you're going through your cycles and your shit and your things, and you're not the only one that's going through them. That's a comforting thing. That's a good thing. So, I don't know. Could be really fun for you. Access to my phone. That's super nice. It's like on fire. So I definitely need to get a camera and get all this software, and I'm gonna do it. We're not in a rush. Maybe that's literally all I had to say, which is nothing, but I will have actual, like, more digestible, consumable content coming out within the next week and then the weeks after that. I'm really excited and, like, actually talking about, like, topics and things that I want to dive into, and doing research on them and yapping about them and all that fun stuff. Yeah, I feel like my last one, like, felt really inspirational, and this one just really feels like I'm on my period. You want to hear me complain about quite literally everything? I have to go buy a cake and then smear that cake all over my body. So I'm really excited for that. Even growing up, just like as kids in the Tumblr phase, like we loved that. Like me and my girls would get together and we'd be like, it's fucking time. Like photo shoot time. And I don't know if that was a universal thing. I'm sure it was. Kind of like the whole music video thing. But God, we did make music videos, but it was photo shoots for us. Like that shit was so fun. And they were terrible, but so fun. Like I loved doing photo shoots. And then when I had my blog, it was just an excuse. We were like, let's go take photo shoots for my blog. Like it was just so fun. And I'd be in college and like get multiple changes. Well, I'd get multiple changes of clothes, and me and my friend would get in a car and just drive around parking garage all fucking day. You know, the beach and like downtown and my small town and all that stuff. And like that shit is so fun. And I forgot that creative itch that I needed to scratch until like starting to plan all of this. Because I also have had a Pinterest board for something kind of like this for a really long time. And I don't know why I just stopped. I don't know. I felt like I got really like adult for a second. And like, I feel like that happens when you turn like 24, 25, you like get that panic of like, oh my God, I'm an adult and like, I need to get my shit together. I need to get to a 9 to 5 and a 401k and this, that, and the other thing. And I don't have time to go around and do photo shoots anymore because I'm an adult. Boo. Boo. Absolutely not. I will be doing stupid random creative shit until I die because my soul needs it. I don't know. It's crazy. Life is crazy. I'm happy to be here. Talk to me. I love that you guys have talked to me about the things that I say, and just keep talking to me because I think that's really cool, and that's the whole point of this. Makes me really happy to connect with friends and people that I don't even know, or acquaintances or whatever. That's like what this whole platform is for, and creating a community of safety and expression and feeling like you can feel your feelings and be yourself and all of that fun gay shit. Yeah, cool, awesome. I'm gonna go buy a cake and run around. So thank you for watching.